Hello, everyone. I get to do a Facebook Live this week. Sorry for the last minute cancellation last week. They had my car for a little over 2 weeks, and I was going to the retreat on Friday, so I had to be available. And sure enough, they called me about 10 till 3 to say it was ready to pick up. So sorry I wasn't able to do one last week, but glad I was able to get my car back. All right, while you are finding me, I'm going to share this to my page in case somebody's looking for it there. It'll take me just a second here. There we go. Okay. Let me get back where I was and we will get started. So this is the card I was going to make last week, so it made it easier. This week I had it all ready to go. Okay. So I last week was sharing projects that were made with last chance items, so things that went on the last chance list that are only available as long as they last. I forgot to check this morning to see if this one is still available. Hey, Marion. Here, let me just do that real quick so I can tell you for sure. Since I have my laptop right here. Yep, it's still there. Well, that's the dies. Let's make sure the bundle is still there. Let's see. All right, looks like maybe just the dies are here now because the stamp set. Here, I can type in the number. I always forget that. Yep. So, sorry, the stamp set is gone, but it still has fun dies, so you could still use the dies. And I used a bunch of them on this card. Let's see. I didn't have my, maybe this one. I didn't have my blending brush ready. All right, so let's get started. Whew. Try not to lose any of my pieces here. Let's do our main stamping first. Let's set those aside. All right. So these are also, not only is this stamp set, or the stamp set's gone, but the dies are still there. These are the in colors that are going away. There's one more, which is Shy Shamrock, which I didn't use on this card. But Summer Splash, Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, and Petunia Pop are all going away. So that's why I kind of use them on this card, just something else that is on the last chance list. So this is Peach Pie. Oh, I have an extra stamp. I must have needed that block for a class. All right. So this is Peach Pie. And I'm just doing kind of a collage with all of this. Peach Pie. And then let's do, this is Summer Splash. And I did the stars. Nope. There. I'm just putting them in here. And they can overlap. It does not matter. I don't need the green one. I need the purple one. There we go. I need a purple blending brush. All right, and then Pretty in Pink. And I did the splats with it. We can always go back and add more later if we're not happy with it. And then the last color is Petunia Pop. And I did this kind of line, broken line with it. Where do I want that one? I think there. And then it felt like, to me, there was just, whoops, I need to keep that. Just still a little too much white. So I took my blending brush. Move this out of the way. And whenever you're doing this, it's about time to get a new one of these anyway. You want to start off and then go on. And this is a pretty strong color, so I'm not pressing too hard. But I just wanted some more color on here. That wasn't quite so white. All right. And then the last thing we need to stamp, let me get my... So these I did with the triple, oh, what is this called? I need to just write the name on here. But it's this banner punch that punches out all three of these at once. And there were 3 little sentiments from the die set that goes with the punch. Banner Sayings, I think, is the name of the stamp set. I'm sorry, the stamp set that goes with the punch. So I did Cue the Confetti and Happy Birthday and Celebrate. And then I just used Memento. You could use some of the other colors if you wanted, but I decided it was colorful enough it would be good just to have some black. Whoops, let's do it right side up. Not that it really matters on this one. So Happy Birthday. Oh, I didn't even give you all the information I usually give you at the beginning of my live. So I do this almost every week. And whatever I make, I give away the next week. So not last week, 2 weeks ago, we made this fun shell card. This was with the Shell Collecting, I believe, was the stamp set. That also is on Last Chance if it's not gone. And so at the end, I will tell you who won that. I also put the dimensions for my cards on my blog shortly after I'm done with the video. All right, so I die cut. These are the fun dies that are in that bundle. There we go. So I did a Summer Splash Star, Peach Pie Diamond, and Petunia Pop flower. And one thing you can do is, I wanted a layer between this and my card base. You can cut your die out of the middle of that layer and nobody will ever know. Now, when you're putting this on that layer, you want to be sure you just keep your adhesive to the outside and not in the middle, or you'll have adhesive sticking to whatever paper you have underneath. And that is too big. Well, let's see. It's supposed to be 3 3/4. I probably just did it. Yeah, we're going to have things stuck all over the place since I put that on there already. By 5. I probably just did it. Oh, I know what I did. I stamped on the wrong one. This was the inside piece. That's what I did. That's okay. Easily fixed. Okay. Now this should fit on our mat. So I have a smaller piece. That's the right size that was supposed to be for this, and the one I stamped on was for the inside, but that's okay. Now we can put this on our card base. So this was the Summer Splash. Our card base is pretty in pink. And I like it when there's a little bit variation in the layers, so it's not just even. Each layer isn't even. So this one is just 1/8 of an inch. Actually, 1/8 of an inch total, I think. So a 1/16 on each side. All right, now we're ready to start putting our fun dies on there. Now, if I was smart, I would have cut these out with adhesive sheets, but I did not. So just take some of your liquid glue and just put a little on some of the wider edges. This liquid glue is pretty strong, so you don't have to have a lot. All right, so I had one here. And then the star. Up here. And they can overlap. You just have to hold it for a few seconds. And then, oops, my flower. Down here. Whoop. Stay. I had too much glue on my fingers. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I was grabbing my dimensionals. And I'm going to use my mini ones. You could probably use the regular sized ones. They would probably fit on there, but I'm always afraid I'll get it a little bit crooked and then it'll show on the back. So it's just easier to use my minis and I don't have to worry about that. Still have glue on my fingers. All right, one more. All right, so we have cue the confetti at the top. This is such a cheery card. I think anybody would be glad to have it for their birthday. Celebrate. And happy birthday. Now you could do cue the confetti and celebrate and, you know, and not the happy birthday, put something else in there and then it wouldn't be a birthday card. All right, so now we'll take our little bit smaller basic white for the inside. Hey, buddy. I just looked down and saw that you were on. And then our last thing is we have to add some bling, of course. And these also are going away because they are these outgoing in colors. That sounds funny. So might as well use a bunch, huh? Petunia pop. Oh, I think I used a medium one there. I forgot this one has 3 sizes. And a small pink one. And a small green one. You want to use an odd number, so I did 5. Usually I would just do 3. But Since these are going away, we could use 5. We could use 7. We can use 9. However many you want to put on there. All right, there is our card. And I don't think I have the other one that I made with this set over here. I think it's somewhere else. But I will show you some, let's see, what do I want to show you? I was making up, I'm going to show you the swaps from the retreat. That's what I'm going to show you. So I went to Kay's retreat just last weekend. And we had a swap at the retreat. And so I will show you. And some of these will have sneak peeks of new products. This is not one of them. This is that cute bug set. This is from Beverly. This is Kay's. Look at that. That's new. That's a silly old bear. This is Sean's. That's really nice. This one doesn't have a name on it. That's the March product of the month. This is mine. It is using new stuff. Now the embossing folder isn't, but this butterfly set is. And this is the crisp cantaloupe, one of the new in colors. And actually this is the perfect pines, peaceful pine. That's new also. So we're going to make something similar to this in card class in May. This is from Noelle. This is a fun fold, so it can stand up like this, but it folds flat, so you can put it in an envelope. Isn't that cute? And then she put on the back, so you have a place to write. This is with new. This is khaki, so this is some new paper and a new, is that the Peaceful Pine? Yep, Peaceful Pine again. What is this? This one does, oh, Paula is stuck in there. Look how fun that is. And there's Wink Estella on that fire. I might have to save that one for my husband. He's been grilling. In the springtime, we start it, and every Wednesday night he grills out. And I love it because that means I don't have to cook. Okay. Now I've lost my card we made. Here it is. Oh, I need to tell you who won this card from 2 weeks ago, and it is Nancy. So I will, I think, see Nancy Tuesday night. So I will give that to her then. And there's the card we made today. Again, the dimensions will be on my blog shortly. And I will see you next week for something else fun. Maybe we'll play with new stuff next week because it will be close. It will be close to the catalog being released. All right. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye.